Hi Aquarius, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aquarius, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, we have the third and final tower of the week, right? So the Tower card has been very active this week, which tells me that on the wider world stage, something is likely to be happening, right? Now, here's where it gets interesting. The three signs that had this card show up as the key to the week are Gemini, the sign of the media, Scorpio, which is the sign of secrets and all of the things that are hidden, let's say, the deep, the dark, all the taboo, the all of that, and then the Aquarius sign, which is all to do with the people. And what this tells me is that on the wider world stage, we are likely to be seeing some moment of upheaval or some grand reveal. I do feel like this could also be a I don't want to say a natural disaster, but you know, it's a potential, especially when you think of Aquarius ruling things like lightning, etc., or electricity. Sorry, is the word that I was looking for. There is a part of me that is, I'm not shook because I was, as I've said in both of the other videos, and I urge you as an Aquarian, I know like maybe you don't have planets or, you know, prominent placements in that point at your chart, but check out the Gemini reading and check out the Scorpio reading just to see if anything in there speaks to you. The reason being is I kind of feel that these three signs are linked in some way, shape or form this week. And I did from the moment I laid the first set of cards for Gemini, I was like, okay, this is going to be some shit. So excuse my language, but this week Tarot has been very, very vocal, very loud and very persistent about certain messages. It's uncanny, and it's not like, you know, it happens, of course, it happens lots, but this week has been particularly intriguing. So I'm intrigued to see what happens and also to delve into some of the astrology. I can't wait to look at what's going on over the course of next week. Now, that being said, this Tower card for you, you may be able to roll with these punches a little better than the other two signs, and that's not to say that that's because we're any better. It's just this may be an energy that you're already in the midst of. Aquarius is in the chrysalis right now, right? The chrysalis is busted open. We are forcing our way out, right? To become the mariposa, you know, the butterfly. And if you know the story of a butterfly, it needs that pressure and that struggle and that strain to make its wings strong enough in order to survive, right? That's where Aquarius is at the moment. We're at this moment in time struggling to break free of the chrysalis. We've done all of the hard work, the hard effort. Saturn being in our sign for the last year and a half, who's got just, yeah, because March 2023 he'll come out. So we've got just over a year to go at this point. And this is where that strengthening, that crystallizing sort of energy really starts to show up for us. A whole flock of birds just flew past. Not this week. Don't do this to me, right? So it's interesting. I kind of feel like this relates to you, like to all Aquarians, sun, moon or ascendant, being in the midst of these changes. And this, in a way, kind of suggests that whatever shows up for you this week, it's not so much that you'll just be able to handle it. It will be more a case of it's not going to be so surprising, right? It will be more like a case of, okay, this is what I needed for that final hurdle. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options, you've got the Temperance card. So you are literally rolling with the punches. This is, if you've ever seen somebody do Tai Chi, this is that moment where they take the energy in and they circulate it around and then they put it back out. This is, if you've ever seen Kung Fu Panda, the moment where he gets the cannonball shot at him and then he takes it and he kind of throws it back. This is whatever it is that comes in for Aquarians this week, it's only going to serve to make us stronger. That doesn't mean it's not going to be intense. It means this is the last bit, right? So this week, whatever shows up for you, it's up for you to do what this card talks about, to spiritually alchemize this energy, to change the frequency, the vibration of whatever's coming in so that whatever you put out is completely different. This, if I'm honest with you, kind of feels like a week of a test, right? This is the universe saying, let's see how much you've learned. Let's see if these wings are strong enough to fly. Let's see if you are, if you're breaking through this the way that you say you are. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Six of Swords. For those of you that have it, expect some sort of communication to come from overseas. This is very likely to be, for some of you it might be an invite. For some of you this could be work. For some of you this is the work sector, but there's an invite of some sort here that looks like it has the potential to not only change your mind, but also to change your circumstances in some way, shape or form. Now, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is literally, right? So I kind of feel like the tower's already hit for those of you that are employed. So you're having this moment and it's like this week you're going to be like, okay, what's the fallout? Now we can see, now the dust has settled and the rubble has cleared. This is what we're working with. If I'm honest as well, for those of you that are employed, don't be surprised if you are called upon in ways that aren't really in your job description. For some of you, this will feel like an overstep. For some of you, you will just hit the ground running and say, forget, this is what needs to be done. If you work for yourself or you're a business owner or you're self-employed, this is you really starting to understand where your unique talents and skills are best served. Right, this is going to be a really interesting week, and it will probably, for those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, etc., will involve somebody that either lives in a different country or lives at a distance from you. There's information coming from a far afield source that is going to really help you make sense of where you're at this moment in time. And then finally, for your those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, that Six of Swords is really asking you where next. Not what next, where next. And you may be very, very surprised at what the answer is. For your love and relations, you've got the Three of Pentacles. So a lot of learning going on in the love sector this week, right? For some of you, this is addressing a challenge or an imbalance with partners, relationship partners, the significant other, etc. For some of you as well, this is, when it comes to your partnership, this is you really starting to understand the nuances between you and your partner. It's like you're fine-tuning the bits that need to, because obviously you're doing all of a whole lot of change right now. And so how you do your relationship stuff is also going to be adapting and evolving, but this is you fine-tuning that. For those of you that are single, it's likely to be through some educational pursuit, very likely to be in what I would call a very unconventional setting, that you're likely to come into contact with somebody. There's nothing here that suggests it, but I would say watch out for exes and I miss you texts this week as well, especially around Valentine's Day. For your money and materials, you've got the Ten of Cups. I love this because it's kind of like with everything else that's going on, Aquarius is like, listen, bitch, I ain't worried about nothing but my money. It's like everything else can happen, but I ain't even phased about that. What I'm interested in is my money, bitch. Okay. Sorry, couldn't resist. But yeah, very, very interesting. So money looks good this week. Things look secure in that regard, but here's where this gets interesting, because you've got that Tower card. This could be money that you didn't realize you were entitled to. This could be offers of loans or some sort of financial support. It does come through with that Six of Swords. What I love most about this is there's no strings attached. How often in life do you get to say a gift, a benefactor, a support comes with no strings, right? How often in life do you get that? This is one of those very, very rare opportunities. do with it what you will. But the song that comes to mind at the moment is Eminem's 8 Mile, right? You know, the theme song, Lose Yourself, right? If you had one moment and all of that. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the 10 of Cups is a great card for health and vitality because it's actually healing. However, it does suggest, Tower card, especially with the Temperance card, a lot of you may have some form of a healing crisis this week. Meaning, you know, like if you've ever been to a chiropractor or a massage therapist, you'll know this. The day of your treatment, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I feel a bit better. The day after, you're like, oh my gosh, I've been run over by a truck. You know, you might as well have just pummeled me. But the day after that, that's where the real benefit shows up and you really feel everything like in a new, fresh sense. There may be a healing crisis of some sort this week on a physical level, mental level, emotional level, spiritual level, maybe all of the above. And when all of those things start to converge, yeah, that can feel like a Tower moment for sure. When it comes to your home and environment, you couldn't ask for a better card. This is the card of the happy home. And I love this. All right. Now, when it comes to your full moon, that full moon on the 16th of February is in the sign of Leo, your opposite sign over there in your 7th house. For those of you that are ascendant Aquarians, to a lesser degree, the sun and the moon, but still relevant. Partnerships, relationships, connections, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, throuple, if that's your thing. All of those things are being very much highlighted. Business partners, contracts, that card seems to want out. Business partners, contracts, anybody that you spend close, committed time with or to, business partners, all manner of contracts really, not just marriage, is all being lit up for you at this moment by this full moon. And your full moon message is the Gate 61 and Inner Truth. This is literally the energy of the human design system that comes just before Aquarius energy kicks in. And what this suggests is, while truth is subjective in a sense, because everybody has their own version of it, the truth is objective, right? And the Inner Truth card is really about not taking anybody else's word for it, listening to what you know is right for you. So for those of you that are meeting someone this week, you'll know if it's for you, right? You'll know if it's them. For those of you that are in that tween place where you're like, I kind of feel this might be my person, but I'm not 100% sure. This week you will know. This week you will be 100% clear on, yes, this is my person. No, it isn't. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, interesting as well. Gate 61, 6 and 1 gives you 7, 7th house moon. That's happened this is what I mean. The cards have just been off the chain this week. It's uncanny. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care and I'll see you soon.